On this video, it shows you step by step on how to apply thermal paste, how to change the thermal pads, and it will show you the thickness of the thermal pads and how to replace and clean the cooling fans. Hello guys, it's me again. Take the screw out. If you haven't subscribed on this channel, please consider subscribing and click the thumbs up icon and notification bell. Check the description down below for the link for the equipment and tools I've used in this video, which is available to purchase in Amazon.com if you're in the United States and Amazon.co.uk in United Kingdom. Let's begin the tutorial. This is the outer box of the GPU. And okay, so we're gonna do a quick unboxing here. So this one is the MSI RADEON RX 6750 XT Mech 2X. So this is what it looks like. The back. So this GPU still has the factory seal on it. So that means everything inside the thermal paste, the thermal pads, it's from the stock from the factory, so it's not been changed since brand new. Before we start, the screwdriver that I'm going to use is the Wow Stick electric screwdriver, and the bits that I'm going to use is the Phillips screw or VH1, and also I have this conventional Phillips screw, which is equivalent to VH1 as well. So here's the option. If you want to just to clean the fan or to replace a broken fan, all you're going to do is to unscrew 4 screws just to remove this front plastic shroud. You don't need to unscrew at the back, only screw here. Just 4 screws, which is located here. 1, 2, and 3 here in the corner, and 4. This one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the option if you just want to remove or replace the fan, or just to blow the dust in the heatsink. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Unscrew this one. Okay, so all the 4 screws been removed, so the fan or the front shroud will come off. So this is what it look like, and then the fan connector is attached here, so it's very easy to access to remove this. To remove this connector for the fan, I recommend to use this kind of plier. It's a special plier. It's a tools that you can find in Amazon, or maybe you can find in eBay. Just check in the description down below for the link for these tools. This is very handy. It's safe, and it will not gonna damage the connector if you're gonna use this one. So again, how to use this one is just like this. I'll show you. Grip it from the top and then pull it up. That's it. Nice and easy. There you go. It's safe rather than just using your finger to pull the wire and it could damage the wire. It's gonna be very, very tricky to repair the wire. So, and then if you want to replace the fan or just clean the fan, just brush it inside from here. Or if you want to replace the fan, and I will show you the part number of each fan so that you could see as replacement parts if you need to replace it. So to remove each fan, it has 3 screws attached from the front. 1, 2, 3, and this 1, 2, 3. So what I'm gonna do is to use again this kind of screwdriver, a long screw. So don't mix the screws that you remove that attach to this shroud and the screw for the fan, because they are totally different screw, different shape. By the way, to easily access the screw in the fan, look for the blades that has a bigger gap, because they're not equal gap on it. There's a narrow gap and there's a wider gap, so look for that wider gap so that you can easily access with the screw. That's how I do it. So there's the third one. There you go. All the 6 screws in the fan has been removed. So I will show you the part number. Okay, to make the fan loose, you have to unscrew this one as well. This is just a screw which is to lock in the wire of the fan. So you lose this one, don't totally remove it, just lose it so that you can move the wire. That's it. Okay, so that's the okay. So let me check if they are identical model quality. Oh, so this fan, this two fan is identical, so it's easy. If one is broken, you can just easily replace them. Exactly the same model. So this is the part number of the fan. That's the part number. So the other one, they are exactly the same, they're identical. Okay, the fan is still very clean, so I don't need to. I'll just brush it a little bit. This is the second option. We're just assuming that we didn't remove this front shroud. Okay. The second option is if you just want to change the thermal pads and change the thermal paste, and you don't need to remove the fans, clean the fans, and also clean the async. So the second option would be just to work at the back only. So you don't need to unscrew those 4 tiny screws that I mentioned earlier here at the side. That's only for the front shroud. So this is the second option. They're going to unscrew 4 screw. This 8 screw, 4 big screw and this 4 tiny screw. Okay. So this 4 tiny screw here is different from the rest of the screw as well. This one is tiny, but it has a longer length. So don't mix up. Okay. So 8 screws been removed. So you have to carefully, we just put this one aside. So you have to detach the heatsink from the PCB. When you're working on the GPU, always, if you have available the cover for this link connector, always put it on, because this one is very sensitive. It could damage easily. So take this one apart. That's it. So the PCB, this card is almost new, so it's very clean. And we're going to measure the thickness of the thermal pads. So the measuring tool that I'm going to use to get the thickness of the thermal pads is this tool. It's called digital vernier caliper. And also there's another one which is not digital, which is like unconventional. This is more cheaper, but I prefer to use the digital because it's more easier to read. This is powered with a battery here. So if you're interested to buy one of these, I will just put in the description down below, so that you can just click the link. By the way, the link, I will get a very tiny commission that could help my channel, but the price for you is, there's no additional price for you, from exactly the same price that you'll get from Amazon, direct to Amazon, or you're gonna use my link. So there's no difference, but it has a big difference for me because it could help my channel, which is much appreciated. So this is a vernier caliper, digital vernier caliper. So on my observation, the thickness of the thermal pads on all this area, this is for the VRAM, and this one is for the other chips, which is the VRMs. So to use this caliper, you have to press the power on button and then press the yellow, which is back to 0, and make sure this one goes back to 0. So we're gonna measure the By the way, this one, if you wonder what is it called, is a prying tool. Also in the description down below. It's very handy. So this is for the VRAM. We just remove one just to get the measurements. So that's the thickness. So that's the thickness. Is exactly 1.5 millimeter. See? You can see it, the gap. The thickness of the edge and the gap on these two is 1.5. Yeah, it's 1.5 millimeter. So I have to put it back. I don't need to replace the thermal pads on this one because it's still very fresh and really good. This one exactly looks exactly the same thickness. So let's show you. It's 1.5. It's also 1.5. This area here. And this one exactly the same, and the side here exactly the same. So all the thermal pads on this GPU has one thickness, is 1.5 millimeter. So that's the thickness. Okay, so you don't need to worry to buy a different thickness of the pads. It's just one thickness, so it's very handy. So that's the second option. The third option is very simple. This is if you want to remove the backplate. By the way, the backplate is made of plastic. Hang on, is this plastic? No, it's okay. I'm going to remove it so that we can investigate if it's plastic or metal, because it looks like a plastic but also sounds like a metal. So to remove the backplate is attached from the PCB, so to remove it you have to unscrew. The screw is on the inside of the PCB, so this is the number of the screw: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, not 7, only 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me check. Yeah, only 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't unscrew this one because this screw is the one holding this bracket here on the side, so this screw is not included. These two screw here, 1 and 2, is not included because that is the one who holds the bracket. So to unscrew the 6th screw, so the black backplate is made of plastic, so it will not gonna serve as a heat sink, to dissipate the heat, so it doesn't help with the heat dissipation. This is only just a cover to protect the back of the GPU PCB. So that's the one. So that's the 3 option. It's time to clean and remove the residue. So when you clean the residue, I recommend always use a 99.9% of isopropyl alcohol. Never use a 70%. alcohol because 70% it doesn't evaporate quickly. 99.9% when you use it and rub it to the GPU die, or even here on the to clean the PCB, it's just few seconds and it will evaporate and dry very quickly, so it's more safer to use. I've used a 99.9% alcohol for years cleaning all PC component parts. So I put the link in the description below if you're interested to buy one. So this one I'm just going to use first I'm going to rub it with I need to it's time to put it back together. But first, the thermal paste that I'm going to use is the SYY thermal paste, which is a really good performer. And also I have other brand recommendation that I've used in the past, which is Arctic MX6 and also the Notoa NTH2, which is proven to me that it works really well. But for this video I'm going to use this one, which is I've used it for a while now. When you buy a thermal paste, you have to look for the thermal conductivity, which is this one is 15.7 here at the back. Thermal conductivity 15.7, which is really good. And some thermal paste only have 12, 10. This one, that means thermal conductivity, it transfer the heat very quickly and effectively. So this is good. I will put the link in the description below for this one and the other two that I mentioned earlier. So just put, when you put a thermal paste, then don't put too much. Should be just enough. That's good. Spread to the edge. So something like that. That's fine. And then I'm going to use like a spreader, or you can use like debit or credit card to spread the paste to the edge. Just about 5 millimeters from the very edge, and yeah, something like that. This will work nicely. Yeah, should be alright. And then next, I'm going to install the backplate. So don't forget, this is only a plastic. So this is only to cover to protect the PCB. The back part of the PCB. So make sure this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screw will be aligned properly in the hole. So before you put it in, make sure there's no dust at the back of the PCB. You brush it and then align the screw holes just like that, nice and easy. And then use this electric screwdriver to make it quicker. And then crisscross pattern, the first screw, the second screw would be here. It's not aligned. I said just don't over tighten the screw, it could damage the plastic. And then the last one goes here. And then you have to feel it, tighten it nicely, not too much. So that's the back cover. So I have to attach the heatsink to the PCB. So that's all goes other way around. Right. So to attach these two, I suggest you have to put the heatsink flat lie in the table so that you can easily see the mounting points from up the top. Make sure it's aligned properly, these 4 screw holes. So what you're gonna do, you have to stand up and then make sure this 4 will be aligned before it touches the die, otherwise it could ruin your thermal paste. So you have to look for the mounting points. There you go, it's attached properly now. And then you have to press it a little bit, make sure the thermal paste will spread evenly on the die. So screw it in. So again, crisscross pattern here on the opposite end. So that's very tight now. And then screwed in the full smaller screw, the longer screw. Okay, that's the back plate and the heatsink. So it's time to attach the front shroud. Okay, so it's time for me to screw in the fan. So this conventional screwdriver I'm going to use for this one, so that I could easily squeeze in the gap here. So attaching back the fan, make sure it sits properly, otherwise it could cause you trouble. It will vibrate if it's not attached properly, so you have to make sure the mounting points sits properly. Check all 3 points before you have to put it on the screw. Okay, looks okay. There, it clicks. So when you hear that clicks, that means it sits properly now. So be careful with the screw, it's so tiny. So it's very important, after you screwed in the fan, you have to check if it is free to spin. It doesn't catch the screw. So it looks okay. And then we have to do the wire. Okay, attach the front shroud to the PCB and heatsink. So this is the last one, and then first you have to attach the fan connector. By the way, the fan connector, it has 4 pins. So that's 4-pin fan connector, the black one, and same in the white one, 4-pin connector. So very straightforward. The black one goes to the black, and the white one goes to the white. Okay, so make sure the screw holes is aligned properly on the from the hole from the heatsink to the plastic mounting points from the front shroud. So it looks okay now. So I'm going to use the screwdriver, this normal screwdriver, and then screw it in. So you could see it. So this is the bottom one. This is where the connector of the GPU. So the screw would be in these two here in the middle, right here. And then on the other side, it should be this hole here, if you could see it, this one here, and the other one here. So you have to check everything, the connection, the fan connector sits properly, and check all the screw is screwed in properly as well. So you have to check. Yeah, like. So that's the end of the tutorial. If you did enjoy and find this video helpful, please consider subscribing, share the video so it could help others too, and click that thumbs up icon to help this channel to make more helpful tutorial videos like this one in the future. Thank you so much for watching.